If you were to talk to someone that's looking to get into calisthenics, what would be like your number one tip for them? How important is nutrition for your strength training routine? What would be your number one nutrition tip? What's up, guys? We're in Miami. We're gonna be asking everyday fit people what they do to stay so fit so that you can learn from it. Let's go. We asked guys what they do for their workout routine. So what's your routine like?
5 days a week for about 2 hours in the gym, all strength.
And if you were to talk to someone that wants to get into strength training but they haven't yet, how would you like motivate them?
Once you get started and you start seeing results, the motivation comes on its own. So you just gotta take that first little step.
How important is nutrition for you with your strength training routine?
That's one of the cool things about the strength training is it makes it so that your nutrition doesn't have to be as good as it should be. Right? You put on that extra muscle and that burns your calories, and then you can have a diet that's not what it could be if you weren't working out. So nutrition though is key. Nutrition is key. You have to have the good nutrition or else your results aren't going to show.
If you were to talk to someone that isn't consistent with their workouts, what would you say to someone like that?
You just got to think about what your goals are, man. If you want something bad enough, then you're going to do it. Like, everybody's going to see results. Every single person has that ability to get to the gym and to be able to get some results. So just do it, man. Just do it.
What's the number one excuse you hear for why people don't work out?
Time.
Right.
Time.
And how do you make the time with a busy schedule?
Just prioritizing. You can do it. Anybody can do it. You know, whether it's 4 a.m. or whether it's, midnight or in the middle of the day, like, everybody has the time if it's prioritized.
That's awesome. Appreciate the time, man.
Yeah, no problem.
So we asked people how they stay active and fit. What's your routine like?
50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups timed, 100 lunges, 100 squats timed, 50 dips, 100 calf raises, 3 different variations, 33, 33, 34, 20 minutes jump rope, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Typically everything is body weight. I don't really do lifting weights, don't do creatine, just like regular food.
What got you to start that?
I've been an athlete. After not making it pro, I was trying to figure out how else to stay in shape, and I started working in the gym with a friend of mine. That taught me technique, but then after that I realized lifting weights like bench press and all that other stuff increased the probability of injuries. So then I learned more about jail style workouts, which led to calisthenics. Longevity in calisthenics is like higher probability, especially with older guys that I've seen out here.
If you were to talk to someone that's looking to get into calisthenics, what would be like your number one tip for them?
Oh, the basics. Push-ups, pull-ups, dips, squats. And then from there, you can start changing degrees and variations and incline and decline. But if you can't do the basics, push-ups, pull-ups, dips, squats, then you won't really be able to progress any further than that.
What would be your number one nutrition tip?
Unfortunately, if you are living in America, all the food or majority of the food is processed or sprayed with pesticides or something. My personal opinion is to intermittent fasting. So you eat once a day, whatever time you want, and eat whatever you want. But you only eat once a day within a certain open window, maybe 3 hours, 6 hours. I only drink water. I don't drink alcohol. I stopped drinking alcohol before I turned 30. Like, staying away from sodas, anything of sugar. I still have a sweet tooth myself. Well, that's one of my weaknesses. Intermittent fasting will allow you to digest all the food throughout the day rather than stacking up on breakfast, lunch, and dinner and never being able to digest anything, and then which leads to bloating and much more other illnesses and diseases. Again, eat once a day, but then exercise. If you can exercise, then you'll see a big difference in your life and longevity.
What differences did you notice when you stopped drinking alcohol just in your everyday life?
I felt it really didn't do much for me other than cause me like some type of not feeling so well the next day. That kind of took away from, let's say, working out or anything else. So I realized, yeah, it was good. Maybe when you're young, you can handle it, but then as you get older, metabolism tends to slow down, especially if you're not taking any other supplements or vitamins. I don't really think alcohol does much for you. There's other ways you can enjoy yourself. Alcohol is definitely going to have a larger depreciating factor than it is to maybe get you a short dopamine rush in the meantime, just have a good night.
That's awesome. But if you could talk to someone that hasn't started, they don't have a fitness routine, they're not really into health, what would be one thing you would say to encourage them to get started?
Man, rather than using the technology that you have for entertainment, use it for education. The phone that you have has all the answers in the world. Find something on the internet that you connect to. For me, it was calisthenics because I appreciate athleticism, the physique of a body when you naturally bodybuild versus taking other things. For someone that's never worked out and wants to improve on their physique, especially as young boys, my thing is stick to body weights. See how many push-ups you could do. If you could spam 100, 200, 300, 400 push-ups, by the time you're 18, you'll have a much better physique than what you would have if you didn't do anything. Stay away from weights, work on pull-ups, work on technique, different grips, different degrees of variation, attacking different parts of the muscle, that you could be a novice and still in 1 year you can learn so much just by watching and doing. But if you're just watching just to entertain yourself, it's not really going to do much other than you actually having to get out there and implementing whatever you learn into action. There's theory, but then there's practice too.
Get off the screens and start doing some push-ups.
Yeah, man, get off the couch, stop eating chips, and then just get out there. Fresh air is not bad for you. Get some sunlight too. Like I'll recommend those things: sunlight, water, intermittent fasting, exercise. You'll see a lot of improvement mentally, which will lead to physically, or if you work out physically, you'll strengthen your mental and have some discipline.